mobilizing, fighting, crying. Because then already, Mama Winnie was a prophetess. She saw what was happening. She saw how our beloved ANC was unfortunately selling out our struggle. And I'm talking about all of this because we need to understand history. As I was looking at some of her photos here, I was reminded of the 50th conference of the ANC, 1997. 50th conference. Mama Winnie stood in Mighty King as the presidential candidate. And now I want to talk to all of you who are here. I wish you could have been there. Not to be proud, but to be ashamed. I was a member of the National Executive Committee of the ANC then. I saw how the elders, the men of the ANC, humiliated Mama Winnie Madikizela Mandela at that conference. We spoke earlier about people who should have become the presidents of our country. Winnie Mandela should have been the president of the ANC and of our country. But she was humiliated by the men in that ANC conference. And I'm sorry, I have to be honest, by her own ex-husband. Let us not beat around the bush. The pain that has been inflicted on women in this country is immense. It is terrible. You know, I was one of those who took the lead in campaigning for Dr. Mpangazitha Niehaus. I had to watch the humiliation that she had to go through. I had to watch how she had to be reduced to just be the ex-wife of President. How she had to be called all kinds of names. One of the most competent women we've had in government ever. A previous chair of the Organization of African Unity. Humiliated by the patronage, by all the male stuff that we get. And I cannot say, because Mpangazitha Niehaus was robbed of her presidency. By a terrible coordination and a terrible clique of white male chauvinism and black male chauvinism, together with white monopoly capital, that could not tolerate that a progressive black woman had to become the president of this country, and had to throw R1 billion into that conference to steal the presidency away from her. I'm giving you two conferences, the 50th and the 54th National Conference of the ANC. And yet, Sia, we are not there. And you know what was the sad thing at both those conferences? How women destroy their own fellow women. I've watched women turning on Mama Winnie at the 50th conference of the ANC. I've watched a divided delegation of women at the 54th National Conference, failing to unite around one woman candidate and making sure that women prevailed. Because it wasn't just about the women. It was about who was the best candidate. And And no one can tell me that Dr. Mpangazitha Niehaus was not the best candidate. Now, Minister Kiewit was here today. And I wish he was still here because I like to talk to people into their faces. Yeah. I don't like talking to people behind their backs. And she talked about the importance of unity. She said, look, it's very important that we as women must be together. Yeah. And I agree. Yeah. But I wanted to ask her a question. Yeah. She's been around in politics for a long, long time. Yeah. Mama, where were you in the 50th conference? Yeah. Mama, what did you do? Where did you bring your vote out in the 54th National Conference? I don't know the answer. But I would have loved to know the answer from her, because we talk about unity, but we mustn't be cheap. And you know that image that the minister used of the strong black woman, the woman who has the wood on the head, the baby on the back, the water that she's carrying. And I thought, yes, we can romanticize this image. We may. And I don't disagree with the minister that women are strong. Very strong. But you see, that image is also the image of the failure and the destruction that we have faced in our society. Yeah, yeah. If so many decades later into our government of liberation, after 1994, a woman still has to carry the wood on her head, still has to battle to find the wood to burn, still has to worry about on whose land she finds the wood, because most of the land is not yet there for the majority of black and African people. When she carries that water, if she's in Hammanskraal, is she not going to drink that water and become ill because of maladministration of this government of ours today? And that child on her back, what future is that child got? Where is she able to bring safety, if it is a girl child, for that child in our society, with gender-based violence, with all the things that get done to women in our country? So it's fine. We can romanticize strength. But we must never deny our failures. And our failures are glaring. They look us in the face. The failure to protect our women, the failure to create a society where men and women as equals can move together, understanding also their cultural roles, but never diminishing the one against the other. Our failure to return the land to the indigenous people, our failure to create an economy that will empower all the people, but especially black women. So, you know, Sia, you ask me, what is this that we need to go through and do? First of all, we need to be honest. Because the worst thing that we have gotten ourselves into, especially in the last couple of years, is to lie to ourselves. We tell ourselves things are good. We tell ourselves, actually, you know, there's so much good that has happened since 94 with the liberation struggle. You know, we've empowered people. But have we? Are we going the right way? Or are we going really the wrong way? Last night, I went to dinner with my She loves doing it. I always go to her debating competitions. Comrade Spear was sitting there. He would pick me up at the airport and he'll drive all over KZN to go and attend. But let me not be long. Let me just make it. Here is a young, talented, brilliant woman whose future is not secure. Whose future is not secure. And that is the thing that we, all of us, have to look at seriously. Also, this government of ours, and I'm not here, comrades here, to bash the ANC tonight. I've been with the ANC for 43 years. I'm not here to bash the ANC. But I am here to point out the failures. And I am here to say that if we go along the same route where we're going now, we are heading for destruction. And our children's lives are being destroyed. So we need to make a U-turn. We need to get back to our original ideals. Those roots of true liberation. That poem that Nsiki so vibrantly, so strongly delivered to us. That image of Charlotte Mpangazitha at that first conference of the ANC in 1912, not being able to vote, being the only candidate, having to stand up for herself. You know, it's time for us to stand up. It's time for us to say enough is enough.
Yes.
It's time for us to regain the spirit of Mama Winnie Madikizela Mandela, Mama Helen Joseph, Mama Charlotte Mpangazitha. If we fail to do that, our country is heading for disaster. And that is the challenge that you brought to us. And now I'm finishing this. That is the challenge you brought to us. In the name of the foundation of your revolutionary soldier mother, Dolly Mpangazitha, let us grasp that challenge. Because if we understand it, we will not be talking about romanticizing an image of the woman carrying wood and water and a child. We'll be talking about how we must stiffen our backs. Make sure that those who sell us out go. And make sure that we put those who can, together with the whole nation, change this nation. Bring us back to what the liberation struggle was originally all about, which is the empowerment of the people, men and women, in one united hope for full liberation. And now I'm really concluding, but I want to show you this image. This is an image of dovetailing. It suits two purposes for me tonight. The one is the dovetailing between men and women working together, knowing their particular roles and the culture in which they are, which Nsiki so well articulated. But this image is one that perhaps not all of us remember because, you know, some of us are perhaps too young to remember Comrade Oliver Reginald Tambo.